it's not okay that little kids die of a mosquito bite. And I started opening my eyes to really the poverty that was all around me. One day, my wife says we're going to Uganda with the family, and we're going to help out a mission over there that's doing some great work over there with healthcare and with schooling and with orphans. And I thought, great. And I worked all the way up to the day we left and didn't really appreciate what I was doing. Ended up on a plane, went to Uganda, gave out some, I knew kind of what I'd be doing, but, I saw a lot of poverty there. And in fact, I was kind of enjoying myself. I was giving out some shoes to some kids, and I was enjoying, putting together care packages for this family, and we'd get in the truck and we'd go take some toys over to that school or whatever. It was kind of fun. And I was right there in the midst of all this stuff, and it wasn't actually sinking in until one day went down to the medical center, which was also part of the orphanage, and a friend of mine who had run that place was very, very sad. And I said, what's going on? Tell me what's going on. And he said, well, yesterday while you guys were all out, there's a little girl who came into the medical facility, and she died, and I had to take her home. And I said, well, okay, how old was she? She was 7. And I said, well, how did she die? And he said, she died of a mosquito bite. She got malaria about 5 days ago, and her family couldn't afford the $7 in medication to eradicate malaria in her body. And I honestly don't know what happened to me, but something broke in my heart. And it's still there. I remember reaching into my pocket and pulling out money to give to my friend, like, why don't you just come and talk to me? I have $7. What do you mean? What are you doing? I was so irate with him. I was mad that he didn't come and get some money from me to pay for the medication. And I have 3 daughters. They were all there with me. And I started looking around like, wow, there's mosquitoes everywhere. You mean they can kill us? And he said, no, this is how it works. It starts out as the flu. 5 days later, it's lethal. The family thinks that the child's just got the flu or a bad cold. And next thing you know, they're dead. He said, even if you gave me $7 yesterday when she was still alive, I still couldn't have helped her, because all of her organs had already been affected by this disease. It's not okay that little kids die of a mosquito bite. And I started opening my eyes to really the poverty that was all around me. And it wasn't just about projects that we were doing. It was about the underlying inability for them to even care for their own children, or for their neighbors to even help them out. There was a proverb that ran through my mind that said, love your neighbor as yourself. And I've seen what that looks like when that doesn't exist. And I believe that with every single transaction that happens, you can receive a cashback incentive to be there, like a thank you from that vendor. And a donation can go to the charity that you care about. And in fact, the vendor can have a sale come through his door and help support him. And I think small to medium-sized vendors need to install something like iSwirl to keep their customers coming back. And I believe that charities are the heart of doing that. When clients feel like you don't just care about them, but you care about what they care about, it creates an amazing connection between you and your customers. I didn't have to advertise for 8 years because of one idea. And that's the kind of idea that I've now digitized and I can install at a business. And we can affect change with hundreds of millions of dollars going all around the world and doing charitable work.